Boom, what is going on, guys? A long hiatus, but we are finally back. Sean Boyle here. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to optimize virtual tours with the Matterport blur feature. It's finally here, thank God. I'm going to show you guys how to do this in spades and how to do it correctly. There's a way to do it and there's a way not to do it. I'm going to show you the way to do it, so stay tuned.
What's going on, guys? If you haven't yet, stop, go to our YouTube channel, click subscribe, and click that little bell too so you get notifications whenever we post a new video. You will be the first person to know. Thank you so much for the support, and now the video you've been wanting to watch.
All right, what's up, guys? Hope you've all been busy. I know I've been. So in this one, we're going to be going through the blur feature, the newly constructed blur feature on Matterport. This is a beta, but I just want to let you guys know that it's pretty obvious how to use the blur feature, I know, but there's a way to do it in the best effective manner possible. Okay, so let's start. So you're going to go to your Matterport dashboard, and everything's going to look the exact same, but you will have a blur tool here. Pretty awesome. So I want to let you guys know that I actually made this mistake earlier, but you can create a blur for a Matterport tour, but if you apply the blur, you cannot retract the blur. So for instance, if I want to put in a blur for, I don't know, if I want to blur out, let's say, this table right here or this plant, whatever I want to do, maybe frost the windows, I don't know. If you apply the blur, you can no longer do that, okay? You can no longer retract the blur is what I meant to say. So make sure that you're doing that and really take proper care of what exactly you're going to blur. Talk with the client, whether it's real estate property like this or a big 10,000 square foot commercial space. Make sure that they are exactly getting what they want, because then you're gonna have to contact Matterport, you're gonna have to get another model, you're gonna have to re-upload them, and then do the whole thing over again. So it's kind of like a system where if you were to, let's say, make a copy of a model and that which you already had tags in, you would need to do the tags again for that other copied model. You know what I mean? So again, it's one of those things where you need to keep in mind what you're doing at all times for the client. So without further ado, let's show you how to go about doing this. So what do I want to blur out? Let's blur out this beautiful picture of this rose. All right, cool. Let's get nice, close and personal. So guys, what we're gonna do is simply, again, this isn't rocket science, but you're gonna take the brush. You can actually adjust the size of the brush here. So if you have a huge space like this, you can then make the brush very big, or if you wanna make it very small for these finite spaces, you can then do that as well. I'm sure all of you guys have been waiting for this tool for months now, and maybe even years like me. So that being said, you're just going to simply hover over what you want to blur. And as you can see, it's going to blur. It's actually going to blur continuously until it pretty much just fades into oblivion, right? So again, if you wanted to show off, let's say this is a private collection of art and I didn't want to show it off for whatever reason, right? That's a reason to hide it. Again, if the client just doesn't want it there, whatever. And this is, again, it's going to save us so much time as Matterport service providers, simply because if we got something in the scan that the client didn't want, we can, retrace that mistake and correct it, okay? So that's that. Something I want to show you guys really quickly is, again, this is things that you need to keep in mind are, it's only going to blur this specific scan. Okay, so for instance, if I go over here now, if I was to go, let's say, into this room, the blur will not be able to be viewed, okay? Simply because, again, it's just going from the typical scan in which you make the blur. So for instance, the blur, if I go back over here, is going to be viewable, right? You can see that, but it's not going to be viewable over here. So just make sure that make sure you're working within your vantage points and blur exactly what you need to with the space that you're working with. Okay, so for instance, if I am trying to blur this out, I need to blur this space or this scan. I need to blur this scan as well. I need to blur everything in its vicinity. I might even need to go all the way over here, you know, in the living room, in the family room, to make sure that this is completely blurred out, because you could see, you know, fragments and bits and pieces of it if you look around and do a 360. Okay, so really quick video for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. If you got any value for this, put it in the comments below. Like and subscribe, most important thing. And again, we're working on this course, which is going to be announced later on this quarter, which I cannot wait. This is going to be fantastic for you guys. So thank you so much. Smash that like button, and we will talk to you very, very soon.